I think the most important quality or prerequisite is that the principal should have been a good teacher. I think getting all those courses and whatever you accrete in the university, they're wonderful. But if you did not teach well, love kids, loved your subject, it's really hard to manage that, which is really the job of the principal, is really to be the principal teacher. And if not the principal teacher, then have an eye for who in the building, who are those people who are great, so that you almost within the building, you have your own university of great methodology that works, what doesn't work, with whom you can partner. So the principal has to have an eye on everybody. I think inexperience with children. I think the people who speak loudly about that really have not had hands-on experience with kids. Once you've been in a building, especially a building that has a wonderful principal and teachers who are enthusiastic and know their stuff, you know that all kids can learn. What traps people into that is that they know they're what I call one-trick ponies. They know one way to teach, and if you don't get it that way, something's wrong with you. So I think part of what has to happen is a development, and sometimes it can't be sending them off to a university. It really has to be internal development of multiple ways of getting kids not only into the language, but loving language, loving math. And I really believe that most faculties have those kinds of creatively crazy maniacs who can, if released, bring kids up to speed. Not everybody can do it. There are some teachers who are wonderful in this one thing that they do. What you really want is a person who is a Renaissance person. And I think the more just we can grow those kinds of human beings with this new diversity that comes in, you know, the honoring of lots of different cultures and lots of different ways of looking at life is a very kind of global expansion of what we should be working with in our own kids and for some of the teachers in their own lives. And certainly literacy in the language of finance and upward mobility in this country is powerful, which is not to denigrate what you bring or what your language is, but the upward mobility tool in this country is the facility with English. And I want to erase some of the xenophobia that people have of the alien, the different one, because if anybody goes really far back in his or her culture, we were all strangers in this place, except the Native Americans. And I think that we have to have not a focus on that, but a kind of embracing of what everybody brings. And I think beginning in kindergarten, and pre-K, for kids to feel good about themselves and to be made to think that they're smart. Because smart starts when they have the book upside down and tell you that they can read. And so any great teacher says, wonderful, that's a lovely story, and what else happened, and what else? Because you're training other things to happen with kids. So some of it's teacher training, some of it's looking at institutional kinds of changes, I think, that have to be made. But it's a mindset. I think there has been a big influx of different populations in schools, and I think that that's glorious in its own way and has to be certainly attended to in a variety of ways. But I think it's wonderful because it speaks to what our country is supposed to be about, the incorporation of that multiple how can we say it, just the multiracial, multinationality components that component's not the right word, but those segments of population that come in and enrich the American dream, because they come for the American dream. And it then presents a challenge to schools. And how do we deal with the newcomer and get the newcomer not to lose the wonderfulness of the cultures that they bring? But also to know that the coin of the realm in this country is that you know this language and you know how to use it with facility.